Magandang araw! Sama-sama tayong matuto sa Teacher Sal Learning Resource Channel.
Revised K-12 Curriculum English 3 Quarter 3 Week 1 Language and Reading Skills Review. For Day 1, High Frequency Words, Myth, Polite Expressions, Demonstrative Pronouns, Math Terminology Patterns, Retelling, Sequencing, Noting Details. Name the following exemplary or famous Filipinos in their respective fields. Manny Pacquiao, Heidelin Diaz, Carlos Yulo, Leia Salonga, Efren Bata Reyes, Efren Peña Florida. Do they have outstanding skills or achievements? What are these? Which one do you admire the most? Why or why not? How do knowing they are Filipinos make you feel? What is your dream? Share it with the class. Just like exemplary or famous Filipinos, they started to dream like you, and they achieved their dreams and become famous as they are today. Let's find out how the character in the myth achieved his dream. Today, you will learn how to tell a story again using your own words. You will also practice some common words that we see often, and use words like this, that, this, and those the right way. High-frequency words. Read the following words aloud. Then, write the words on the board. Star, set, night, man, light, firefly. Here are some words from the story that might be unfamiliar to you. Let's unlock them one by one. Write each word on the board and give its definition or description. You may also use pictures associated with it. Firefly. A small flying insect that produces light from its body, often seen at night. Dream. A strong desire or wish for something that you want to happen. Bright. Giving off a lot of light, very shiny or luminous. Reach. To stretch out your arm or extend your hand to touch or grasp something. Wise. Having or showing good judgment, knowledge, and understanding, often gained from experience. Traveler. A person who is making a journey or trip from one place to another. Glow. To shine with a soft, steady light. Let's read the myth entitled Why the Firefly Glows. A long time ago, there was a little firefly named Lito. He loved flying around the trees in the forest at night. Diwata Kalinaw, the goddess of nature, lives, watches how little Lito enjoys flying from one tree to another. The firefly was small, but he had a big dream. He wanted to have a light like the stars in the sky. One evening, Lito saw the brightest star in the sky. Describe Lito. What was his big dream? That star is so beautiful, he said. He wanted to touch it, but the stars was too far. He flew higher, but he could not reach it. Those stars shine so brightly. How can I have light like that? He asks while he points in group of stars that form shapes like squares, rectangles, and triangles. The owl smiled and said, "You must do good deeds, little one. A good heart will make you shine." Who did Lito ask for help to achieve his dream? Do you agree with the wise old owl's advice? That night, Lito saw a lost traveler. He saw that he was walking in circles. That man needs help, he thought. He flew in front of him and showed him the way. The man followed the tiny firefly. He was happy to find his home. In return, the man gave Lito a box of fruit. "Thank you, Lito. Please accept these fruits as you go home." The Wata Kalinaw saw this, and she was moved by Lito's kindness. She whispered a blessing in the wind. "This light is mine," he said happily. From that night on, fireflies glowed in the dark. Did Lito follow the owl's advice? How did he achieve his dreams? Did you enjoy reading the story? Which part of the story is the most exciting for you? If you were Lito, what would you do to achieve your dream? What lesson do you think Lito learned in the end? What does the myth tell us about the beliefs and traits of Filipinos? Your class will be divided into 3 groups. Let's have a character profile. Describe the main character. Do you like Lito? Why or why not? Complete the graphic organizer. Letter of request. Pretend to be Lito and write a short letter of request to the wise old owl. Use polite words and greetings. Do you think Lito deserves to carry the light? Why or why not? Story map. Complete the different elements of the story in the chart. Determine at least 5 major events from the story in the correct order. Retelling. Using your answers in the activities, let us try to retell the story. To retell means to say the story and its parts using our own words. We need to mention important details when we retell. It helps us understand the story better, too. One way to retell is to follow the somebody, wanted, to, but, so, then sentence frames. Somebody refers to the main characters. Wanted refers to the goal or intended action of the character regarding his or her problem. But refers to the attempts and obstacles that the character encounters. So refers to the outcome of his or her attempts. Then refers to the final solution or ending of the story. It can also include the lesson or theme of the story. Setting once upon a time. Character. There was a firefly named blank. His dream is to be like blank. Event 1, Event 2, Event 3. Event 4. Review on demonstrative pronouns. That star is so beautiful. Those stars shine brightly. Please accept these fruits. This light is mine. The highlighted words are words that replace names which describe how near or far specific things are from the speaker. These are words that point to specific things that can be either near or far. For near singular, we use this, THIS. For singular, that is far, we use that. For plural, that is near, we use this, THESE. And for plural, that is far, we use those. Complete the following sentences. The Philippines have many exemplary and famous Filipinos with outstanding abilities, such as blank and blank. They make us feel blank to be Filipinos. A myth is a story that tells us blank. Why the firefly glows tells us the origin of blank. Demonstrative pronouns are blank. This is used when blank. This is used when blank. That is used when blank. Those is used when blank. Read the myth. The origin of the rainbow, Tagalog. A long, long time ago, people prayed to Bathala and offered him gifts, for they believed that he was God and the source of all graces. One day, Bathala thought of making a journey to the earth. He said to himself, "My people on earth have been very good to me. I would like to make them happy." Bathala commanded his messenger to call all his children to heaven. He wanted to see them before he went down to earth. First, the daughters came. They were such lovely maidens, and among them were Tala, the morning star, Liwayway, the dawn, and Tag-ani, the goddess of harvest. A loud noise and a blinding blaze accompanied the arrival of his sons Kidlat, the lightning, Hangin, the wind, and Araw, the sun. All the other sons came hurrying. They knew that when Bathala called, they should lose no time in coming. Bathala's children were now all seated. Looking at one empty seat, Bathala said, "Big Harry is not here again. Did my messenger tell her about this meeting?" "Panginoon, I looked for Big Harry, but she was nowhere to be found," said the messenger, who looked very tired. "Perhaps she is among the flowers in some distant land on earth," someone whispered. The others exchanged glances, for they knew that Big Harry, who was the goddess of flowers, loved to play among the flowers in the garden. But Hala was indeed very angry. "This will not do," he strongly said. "How many times has she been late? I will not allow tardiness among my children. If Big Harry prefers to be with her children, she can stay with them forever." His children were afraid. They looked at one another in silence. After a brief pause, Bathala continued, "From now on, Big Harry will remain forever wherever she is right now, to live there alone." Bathala's children were saddened by those angry words. They loved their beautiful and kind sister, Big Harry, but no one could protest Bathala's decision to exile Big Harry from his heavenly kingdom. At that very moment, Big Harry was having a delightful time among the flowers in a faraway garden on earth. When it was time for her to return to her heavenly home, she could not find her way out. She was worried about her father. When the messenger came to tell her of Bathala's anger, she sobbed and said, "I'm not sorry to lose my place in the heavenly kingdom. I grieve because I have offended my father." The messenger was very sorry for her, but there was nothing he could do. So the flower garden on earth became Big Harry's home. The flowers bloomed all the more and gave forth beautiful colors never seen before. Everybody around was so delighted. The people who were living nearby saw that the garden grew lovelier every day. Soon, Big Harry had many friends. They came to see the flowers and admire their beauty. The people loved Big Harry more and more. One day, somebody suggested, "Let us build a bower in Big Harry's garden so that we can see the beautiful flowers, even from afar." So the people built a bower. It was high and it arched over the entrance of the garden. Soon, the ark was decked all over with blossoms of red, yellow, pink, orange, blue, and white. Thereafter, whenever the goddess of flowers goes on a journey, we can see the lovely many-colored arc in the sky, the rainbow. Read the following questions carefully. Circle the letter of the correct answer. Who is the most powerful god in the story? Agila, Dakila, Bathala. Bathala. What kind of abilities or power does his children have? They can make humans, they can create monsters, they can control heavenly bodies and nature. The answer is C. She lost her powers. She was exiled to Earth. She was not allowed to be a deity anymore. Letter B. She was exiled to Earth. Based on how it was used in the story, what does tardiness mean? Being late, being sick, being early. The answer is A, being late. How did Big Harry feel when she realized the consequence of her actions? Upset, afraid, delighted. The answer is A, upset. Draw a rainbow, describe its color pattern. For day 2, sentences and non-sentences. High frequency words, sight words. Complete the sentence, I am blank. I am a student. I am a boy. I am a girl. I am a child. I am a friend. I am a son. I am a daughter. I am a reader. Today, you will learn how to tell if a group of words is a complete sentence or not. You will also find the short form of common words, use words about our country, and share your own experiences. Sight words instruction. In the story, we met Lito, the firefly who has a big dream. He wants to carry his own light and shine like the stars in the night sky. The goddess made his dream come true. Write the word goddess on the board. Say the sounds that make up the word. Use the word in a sentence. Follow the same procedure for the rest of the naming words with root words. Traveler, firefly. All these words are naming words. Look around and think of names of people, places, or things with root words. Get the basic form of each word by removing added letters. Complete the table and write your answers. Naming word, creature. Root word, create. Darkness, dark. Kindness, kind. Measurement, measure. Helpful, help. Read a story. Why the firefly glows. Read the story together. Work in groups and take turns reading parts of the story. Use the graphic organizer to list and arrange the events in order. Choose one group member to read your summary aloud. Sequencing to summarize. Find a quick note for each part of the story order. Then use your notes to write a summary of the story in complete sentences. Choose one trait from the list that the character in the story showed. Explain how this trait is similar to the common Filipino values listed as follows. Kind, wise, hopeful, persistent, helpful. Explain what actions of the characters exhibited such Filipino trait. Sample scenario. For instance, Group 1 picked the word helpful. Expected explanation: Lito helped the lost traveler find his way home. Just like many Filipinos, We are known to help people in need. You can cite stories of Filipinos who are recognized for being helpful. Examples of sentence and non-sentence strips from the story. Lito loved flying around the trees at night. Lito saw a bright star. A good heart will make you shine. What do you notice about the group of words? How do they begin? How do they end? Who is or are being talked about in each sentence? What is he or she or are they doing? A sentence is a group of words that shows a complete thought. Example, the cat is sleeping. Set B, wise owl. Big dream, glowed in the dark. What do you notice about the group of words? Do you understand what they mean? Why or why not? How can we fix them? What do you think are their missing parts? A non-sentence or fragment is a group of words that does not show a complete thought. Example, sleeping on the mat. Complete a chart differentiating a sentence from a phrase or fragment like this. Sentence expresses a complete thought. Phrase does not express a complete thought. Sentence had a subject and a predicate or complete parts. Phrase has missing parts. Sentence ends with a punctuation mark. Phrase does not end with a punctuation mark. Sentence begins with a capital letter. Phrase may or may not begin with a capital letter. Being a Filipino means we live in the Philippines. We are free and we have our own national language, traditions, and customs. A sentence has to have a complete thought, the doer of the action, and the action. When one is missing, it is non-sentence. To communicate effectively in speech and in writing, you have to write complete, meaningful sentences. Write as if the given set of words are sentences and end as if they are not sentences. Jenny will carry colorful flowers to the market. Bring a bag of chips. We'll draw a picture for Kim. Use mnemonics to remember correct mechanics in writing sentences. I can use caps when I write. C. Capitalization. A. Appearance. P. Punctuation. S. Spelling. You need a capital letter. C. Calendar words. H. Holidays. I by itself. P. Names of people, pets, and places. S. Beginning of a sentence. For day 3. Fable, retelling, demonstrative pronouns, identifying problem and solution, sight words, polite expressions. Game Pinoy Henyo. Try to guess the names of the pictures by asking yes or no questions. The following are the words to be guessed. These words are the high-frequency words of the text. Where do we usually see these words? Carabao, horse, cart, farmer, sacks. Animal, farm, rice fields, and others. Can you name some of the qualities that a carabao has that the horse doesn't have and vice versa? Today, you will learn how to tell the story of a fable in your own words. You will also find out what the problem is in the story and how it was solved. You will read some common words, practice using words like this, that, this, and those, and use polite words like greetings and kind expressions. High-frequency words. Read aloud the following words and write these words on the board. Carabao, horse, cart, farmer, sacks. You will see these words in the story that we are going to read. The Wise Carabao and the Proud Horse. A long time ago, a carabao and a horse lived on a farm. The farm was big and had many grain fields. The farmer took care of his animals, and they worked hard every day. One morning, the horse ran around the field. He saw the carabao pulling a heavy cart. He laughed and said, "That cart is too heavy for you. Why do you work so hard?" The carabao smiled and said, "This cart helps me and the farmer to make our work easier. In return for helping him, he gives me this food and water." The horse shook his head. "How silly! I do not carry those heavy loads, but the farmer still feeds me," he said proudly. One day, the farmer needed to bring sacks of rice to the market. He pointed to the cart and said, "That cart must be taken to town today." The horse thought, "Huh? I can pull this cart easily." He stepped forward, but as soon as he tried, the cart did not move. The farmer shook his head. "This cart is too heavy for you. I will ask the carabao to help." The carabao pulled the cart slowly. He said, "These sacks are heavy, but I am strong." The horse watched in shame. He now understood that strength is not just about running fast. From that day on, the horse respected what the carabao could do. He may be faster, but the carabao is stronger. Until now, carabaos are known as the farmer's best helper. Who are the two main animal characters in the story? The carabao and the horse. Why did the carabao say he pulls the heavy cart? Because it helps him and the farmer, and in return, the farmer gives him food and water. If the farmer needed help with a new task, which animal would he likely choose and why? He would likely choose the carabao. How did the horse's attitude change after seeing the carabao pull the cart? He realized that being strong is more important than just being fast, and he began to respect the carabao. Imagine you are the horse. What would you say to the carabao to show that you have learned your lesson? "I'm sorry for laughing at you before. I now see how important your strength is, and I admire how hard you work." Retell the story using details from the text. Accomplish the graphic organizer. Read the dialogues between the horse and the carabao. Was the horse polite? Explain your answer. Work with a partner and act out the dialogues. Then use polite expressions in the given situations. The horse laughed at the carabao for pulling a heavy cart. The carabao explained that he helps the farmer and receives food and water in return. The horse proudly said he doesn't carry loads but still gets fed. The farmer needed someone to bring sacks of rice to the market. The horse tried to pull the cart but couldn't move it. What words point to specific people or things and replace naming words? Look at the table and tell the function of each word. This, that, those. 3-2-1 strategy. Evaluating learner. What is the problem of the main character? Draw and write about it. For the final solution or ending, how did the main character finally solve his problem? Draw and write about it. Story comprehension, problem and solution chart. Accomplish the chart using details from the story. For day 4, telling sentences, word order in sentences, sight words, roots of high-frequency words. Pinoy Henyo. Guess the names of the pictures by asking yes or no questions. Here are the words to be guessed. Bakya, Nara, Nipahat, Barong for men. The items that were presented in the previous activity are the Philippine national symbols. A national symbol is often a thing, plant, or animal that represents a country. It shows the good qualities of a nation and its citizens. What is our national footwear or slippers? What do you think it represents? Bakya. It represents the humble beginnings of Filipinos. What is our national tree? What do you think it represents? Nara. It represents toughness, durability, and resilience, which is similar to the Filipino spirit. What is our national fish? Milkfish or bangus. It represents the sturdiness, toughness, and adaptability of Filipinos. What is our national house? Nipahat or bahay kubo. It represents the Filipino value of bayanihan, which refers to a spirit of communal unity or effort to achieve an objective. What is our national clothing? Barong. It represents resilience and Filipino identity. Today, you will learn new words. You will also find out what telling sentences are. Look at the short forms of common words and read and write words that follow the same pattern. Look back at the national symbols. Each symbol shows important Filipino values and traits like bravery, love for freedom, respect for nature, and pride in our culture. For example, the Philippine flag stands for courage and peace. The sampaguita shows purity and humility, and the Philippine eagle represents strength and freedom. Build a word. You will receive cut-out word parts. Read a given definition of a Filipino value or trait, then form the correct word by joining the cut-out parts together. Example, this Filipino value means having the quality of being unique or special. What is it? Uniqueness. Do the same procedure for the rest of the words. Toughness, sturdiness, richness, unity, humility, simplicity, adaptability, durability, freedom. Do a shared reading activity of the fable titled The Wise Carabao and the Proud Horse. A carabao walks while a horse gallops. These are examples of naming words. Read the words one by one. Carabao, horse, cart, farmer, sax. These words are examples of naming words as they name a person, place, things, or an idea. Let's play charades. I will give you a naming word. Noun, act it out without speaking so your classmates can guess what it is. The class will read the word aloud once they guess it. After the game, use the sight words to complete the sentences. Read each sentence carefully. Fill in the blanks with the correct word from the box. Farm, carabao, horse, cart, food, helper. A long time ago, a blank and a blank lived on a farm. The blank was big and had many green fields. The horse saw the carabao pulling a heavy blank. The carabao said, "The farmer gives me blank and water." The carabao is known as the farmer's best blank. Here are the correct answers. These are examples of telling sentences. Color codes may be used as follows. Who, what, red. What is he, she, it, are they doing? Verb, how blue, were purple, when yellow. Read the words, identify if it makes sense. Fix the sentence afterwards. Kiko wore a barong to his graduation today. Today, Kiko wore a barong to his graduation. There can be more than one way of arranging words in sentences without altering their meanings. 3-2-1 strategy. Rearrange the words in the correct order to form a telling sentence. Apply correct mechanics in writing.